Hey everybody, this is Matthew Neuberger and this is your Training Tip Tuesday. Well, have you ever had somebody, maybe a prospect, that you were absolutely certain was going to buy and then they didn't? Or maybe you met with them and you were absolutely convinced they weren't going to buy and then they surprised you and did. Well, the fundamentals here that we're dealing with are physics, which means we really never know what position our client's going to be. So if this is a no and this is a yes and this is something like neutral or maybe, and our prospect is right here, that might be where we enter the scene. That might be where we enter the movie, right? But that's not where the prospect is going to stay. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that I remember the simple principles of physics. Things in motion tend to stay in motion until acted upon by an outside force. For every action, there's an equal but opposite reaction. All that means is stay out of the way, right? And here's what that sounds like. If you say something like, would you like to buy today? Or are you ready to make a commitment? Or can I have that meeting? Your prospect's natural reaction is going to go in the opposite direction. And so what we want to do is we want to work with the known properties of physics as it relates to human behavior. And what that means is when the prospect says to you, well, I'm not really sure. I'm always open to hearing ideas. My slightly negative position to that, which is the salesperson right here, would be, well, tell me what exactly would interest you, rather than saying, I've got great stuff and I can't wait to show it to you. If the client were already at a yes and I met with them for the first time and they were really excited to do business with me, that might sound like this. Well, we were really excited for you to be here today. We really want to get a project like this started. My slightly negative response to that might be, tell me a little bit more about what interested you in particular or in doing business with us in particular, so I can investigate and find out that they're really there. See, I could jump ahead, try to close them, and I'm not going to close the deal. And then lastly, if they're a no, and they may say something like, oh, we worked with you guys about 10 years ago and you really fouled things up. The slightly negative move to that might sound a little bit like, I understand. My sense is, even if I've told you things we've put in place, changes we've made to the company, you have absolutely zero interest in hearing that. You've made the decision that you would never work with us again in the future. Is that a fair statement? Now, again, the prospect's probably going to say something to the effect of, I know our cynical brain's going to say, the prospect's going to say yes. The prospect is normally going to say something like, well, no, I'm not saying that. See, what I'm doing is I'm just staying slightly negative to whatever position my prospect is at any time. That way I don't get in the way. And by doing this, by being slightly negative, not negative in a negative sense of a person, negative personality, but just out of their way, what I'm going to find is that I'm allowing my prospect to buy without me getting in the way. See, people love to buy. They hate to be sold to. Keep in mind this concept of how to apply negative reverse in your situations. And you'll find that you have a lot more fun in the sales process and your prospects and clients will appreciate you for it. That's our training tip for today. Until we see each other again, good selling.